Good morning, I'm Tony Higginson and today I'm up Holme Fell in the Lake District. It's absolutely gorgeous. I know I say absolutely gorgeous a lot, but I just love this place. It's probably my favourite place for landscaping in the UK. I make my way up here at least once a month, so I come many times a year, and for good reason. It's quiet, so I'm not dealing with hordes of crowds, and when I'm out landscaping I love the sort of the tranquility and the peace of it. But up here there's some fantastic views, and you've got great foreground. There's birches and there's larch, lots of different interesting trees, and in the background you've got the Langdales, and that's what I'm photographing at the moment. Look at them out there, lovely, really nice. Oh, I'm trying to zoom when I've got my gloves on. Here we go. They are the Langdale Pikes. And you see how there's a dark cloud behind the mountains? The mountains are covered in snow and illuminated by the winter sun. So you've got that natural contrast. I'm exposing for the snow, so everything's slightly underexposed with the mountains peeking through the top. And I've done a couple of different compositions. The one I'm shooting at the moment, I'll just take my glove off. I'll just take a shot actually. There we go. What I'm shooting at the moment is an interesting composition. Let's have a look. So I've got the mountains right at the top, and you see the foreground is all illuminated. So I've got light exactly where I want it, and just a bit of cloud above, and that makes all the difference, that cloud. If that had a white sky behind it, it'd be no good. I really need those mountains to pop against the darker sky, so it's great. I've also seen some other shots over in this direction, so I'm also shooting over there. There's some little trees that are just, the sun's just catching them with the little mountain peaks behind, and what a great place to be. It's no wonder people love the Lake District, and I'm just so lucky to have this, I wouldn't say on my doorstep. It's about an hour and a half for me. So I was up at about 6:30 this morning, but it's worth it just for that shot there. So I'm hoping to, well, I'm not hoping to, I'm going to be spending the day in the Lake District up here, seeing what else I can shoot. But for starters, I've got a cracker there. So I'm going to shoot more video, turn it into a blog, and hopefully show it you this evening. So thanks for watching. And here's the image. It's come out beautifully. It's really processed up nice. I love the light down on this foreground. Just a bit of light there. And then, as I said in the video, the Langdales illuminated with the sun, but sat against this dark blue sky behind. Gorgeous scene. And all compressed on the 200mm lens. So, just come out great. I love the colours. I love the graphic composition, the lines, how it breaks up, and definitely a shot I'm happy with. I'm going to show you just a couple more images before we get back to the video. This one that I took, a bit different, and I presume you see the same thing I see. It's like a volcano. I've never seen the Langdales like this, and I love something a bit different. You know, this looks like a big plume of ash and dust from a volcanic eruption, so just something different, and I love anything like that. Another one I'm happy with, and one I'm not happy with. This was the one that I showed you shooting across to the side. It's lovely colours. I love the pastel colours. This bottom corner's out of focus. The trees kind of drop off the edge of the frame, and it just doesn't sit well as a composition. So a couple are good, one not so good. That's landscape photography for you. So I'm going to go straight back to the video. Right, I'm in location number 2. I walked up the fell a little further and I found this nice little spot. I've never photographed this before, so it just sort of appeared to me, and I thought, ooh, I like the way this rock, I'll show you the scene. I've got my camera set up here, and I'm photographing this rock. I'm shooting in portrait orientation, and the rock leads you through to those mountains there, which are lovely. The Langdales are over to the left, still looking good to be fair, but I'm liking the way these lead me out to those mountains that are beautifully lit. And what I've done at this spot, I've got little clouds moving through the scene, and I waited for these rocks to be illuminated but for the mid-ground to still be in shadow. So what that means is these rocks really pop, then it goes a bit dark, and then you go onto the mountain. So the idea being is you look through the photo, there's layers taking you through. I'm having to switch hands. The tripod that I used to hold my camera's made of metal, and I forgot to put my gloves on, and it is biting up here at the moment. There's a bit of a wind picked up and it is cold, so I don't know how much longer I can stay up here, but I've got shot number 2. I had to shoot it, well, not had to, I chose to shoot it with my tilt shift lens because the nearest point of focus, you're talking probably around 1 metre, so by tilting the lens I'm getting that depth of field right through the shot. Should be a really nice image to complement the one I took before, so I'll keep on looking, and hopefully I'll get a third shot for you. See you later. Right, here's the edited photograph. And am I happy with it? Not really. I think it's technically fine, it's sharp, you know, it's edited up, the colours are nice, it's got some nice pop to it, but it's got some problems. And the problems, they're not technical. The problem is it's too busy. I love this mid-ground, the way that there's a bit of light coming through, and I like the separation with these rocks with a bit of shade just behind. But ultimately, I don't know what to look at. You know, am I supposed to look at the snow, the heather, the rock, and my eye doesn't settle anywhere. And it was a good idea, but it didn't really translate into a good photograph. So it's okay, and I've learnt some lessons taking this image and processing it, and next time I'll try and create something in a similar situation. I'll try and distill the scene and make it a bit more simplistic because there's just too much going on. But a good effort, must try harder. Anyway, there's one more part to the video, I'll get straight back to it. Well, that was interesting. I was making my way along the ridge from where I took the last photo, and I saw a big storm approaching. Kind of sleety, slushy, rainy, snowy kind of thing. It wasn't too cold, and actually when the cloud came, the temperature seemed to rise a little, so it was okay. I just turned me back to it, and it only lasted about half an hour, but it was worth it because of the light that came after the storm. It was just sort of bouncing around, giving that beautiful glow to the whole scenery, and there were shots available that 99% of the time there's no shot there. I shot a tree with a mountain behind lit, and the mountain's kind of glowing and the tree's in silhouette. I think it's going to be quite nice. I picked another tree out on my 70-200 and shot that in silhouette. And I had a go at another shot of the Langdales with kind of bit of an avant-garde composition. There's kind of trees in front of it. I don't know if that'll work or not, but I certainly had a sort of a mad 2 minutes. Well worth it. And following that, it's now time to head to Coniston. It's got to be a fry up. So I'm on a diet really. I should be eating lettuce, but after a morning like this, I need some bacon, I think. So thanks for watching. Right, I've just got a few more images to show you. I took this on the way down the fell as the storm was approaching. I just thought I'd show it you because I love this shack. It's like part of the old mining works. I presume it is anyway. That they used to do a lot on these fells. And it just adds a nice little bit of detail with the Langdales and the nice light. So that was quite a nice little scene. This was looking down, and I just like the layers, you know, the trees, and then this layer that's sharply in focus with nice colour, that line of red, and then the distant fells that are obscured by rain and sleet, so they go that kind of blurry blue colour, and I just love that. The depth of it and the layers, you know, an unusual picture really, obviously not one I've seen before, quite unique, and I just think it says a lot about the day, so I'm happy with that. This was the one I described in the video as avant-garde. It's definitely a bit unusual. You know, I've photographed the Langdales obscured by these larch trees, and it's not come out great. For me personally, it's okay. It's just not really worked. The composition and the way things are spaced and placed within the frame. It definitely worth taking. And I think of this a bit like an artist's sketch. You know, it's like a work in progress. And I learned some stuff taking it. It's all about improving and practicing, and an interesting shot. But ultimately, not a success. Now, I prefer this one. I love the sort of bowl at the bottom. It reminded me of Sycamore Gap in Northumberland, where there's the ash tree. And then I like the quite graphic lines coming through the scene, and obviously the warmer tones at the bottom going up to the very cool, paler tones at the top. So, an unusual image and quite unique. Most of the time that shot wouldn't be available, but just for this moment, you know, it was all there and something I'm quite happy with. And my last shot of the day, 2 trees, 2 silver birch. It was sleeting quite heavily. If I just zoom in, you can see all the precipitation there to the right being lit by the sun, which was just out of frame, and it's creating a nice side light on the trees and just adding real drama, illuminating this grass. I turned it to black and white to give it that kind of a very simple feel, because I love all the textures in the trees, and black and white really accentuates all that texture. And a shot I'm happy with. So I've got some good ones. I think what's interesting is the last 3 images that I've took, this one, that one, and that one, were separated by 3 minutes. So it was 3 minutes, and you know, I got 3 completely different images. And I hope you've enjoyed following me on a morning up Holme Fell, seeing how I approached it, the images I took, what I think of what I've captured from the day. I've captured a few others that I've not had time to show you as well. I'll be posting those on social media. But all in all, a successful day. And if you've enjoyed it, hit subscribe, or even better, share it with your friends and let them have a look and see what they think of my day. And there'll be lots more videos coming soon. So, you know, keep checking out my work and following me, and who knows where I'll be next time. Probably at lakes, but you never know. Thank you.